here at the Burnyard. We're here at the Burnyard! What are we here to do at the Barnyard?
We're doing a livery reveal, live.
This thing?
Yes.
What is
Cossie,
this thing?
my Ford Escort RS Cossie version 2. And we have a new livery on it, so we brought it first time to the Burnyard. This is the first time I've ever been here. It's the first time one of my cars has ever been here, so.
By the way, I'm a little insulted this is the first time at the Barnyard.
Well, that's because you don't look at my schedule when you schedule the Burnyards. Oh. Sorry, I was in San Marino racing.
Anyway, we've done a lot of livery reveals.
Damn.
We've done ones in tunnels in Sweden.
Damn. Yeah.
We've done amazing photography from Tony Harmer. We even did a digital version of one.
Digital version with Ash Thorpe.
With Ash Thorpe.
Even Nick Swardson.
Yes.
We had a spoof livery.
Sandwich.
So we've done a lot of very cool stuff, but this is the first time actually doing a live livery reveal. So I'm really stoked to be able to do it here at the Burnyard. So can you actually give a quick little history of what the Burnyard is for people that aren't sitting in these amazing stands?
So the Burnyard. Why are you all quiet when he talks? I love you all. So the Burnyard, if you guys watch Hoonigan Daily Transmission, we used to do a bunch of stuff in our yard. We decided we'd expand into a bigger place, so we brought it to here at Irwindale Speedway. This is our first event for 2020. And this is gonna be Ken's first time shredding here today too, right?
Yep, brought the Hoonicorn, do a few little donuts with this thing, but this thing's actually in prep for WRC Mexico. So it's in rally spec and ready to go down to Mexico right after this. So I gotta be a little careful with it, but brought the Hoonicorn to do some driving with it after this.
And Derek has told me that he's not really supposed to do any donuts here, but Ken's not great at listening to Derek sometimes, but I am, so we'll see. We'll see what comes out.
Because I'm here for the people, right? I'm the people's champ, right? You gave me that name.
Derek just scares me. Derek just scares me. There's a weird British gentleman of him that also is Jack the Ripper. I don't know. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. You guys want to get loud again? All right, so Ken, you want to tell people about this car before we just pull the cover off?
Yes.
All right. That's the energy everyone's looking for. So, all right, so guys, if you don't know the backstory, Ken built this car last year. It is a Group A Ford Escort Cosworth, and it was a rally car in the early 90s, and all last year, Ken was trying to modify it to get it become a bit more of a modernized rally car. And how'd that go?
It went okay. We actually had some mechanical issues. Started racing it with only 40 miles of testing on it, which is nothing. So we had a few issues in the beginning, and then it got better and better, and I ended up winning Rally Legend in San Marino in my class and got third overall behind two current WRC cars at the end of the year. So it's getting better and better, but it's still a heavy 90s shell. But we've lightened a few things. We've taken about 30 kilos off it by lightening a lot of body panels, a new carbon fiber hood, rear wing, all that sort of things. But we've made a few modifications to the engine. Our engineer's been able to get us a new high lift cam and a new turbo that's added some liveliness to the engine. So we're slowly developing it. It's a great package. It's very reliable now, which was my big problem with version 1 was it was actually a classic 90s car, which came with all the classic unreliabilities of a 90s World Rally car.
And one of those one unreliable part was a fuel rail, which is the reason why the previous one burned to the ground. And how long did that burn for?
Burned for about an hour.
An hour. Yeah, that's what magnesium does. Doesn't go out quickly. So this was V2.
Yeah, so, you know, the thing was last year we started racing it. We actually worked with Troy Lee on the livery. So Troy Lee's an old friend of mine, but we know Troy Lee because he paints like incredible.
Hold on. Who here knows Troy Lee and Troy Lee Designs? Make some noise. Okay, so I'm assuming you, like me, grew up in like maybe the mid 90s, early 2000s, and your dream was to have that lid painted by Troy Lee, right? Yeah, okay. So that was Ken's dream too, and he told me something really funny last night. You asked Troy Lee to paint you a helmet like 15, 20 years ago, and what did he say to you?
Yeah, he said no.
He said no. And now he designed your whole car for you.
Yeah.
So
Back in the day, he was just so busy painting guys like Jeremy McGrath and Ricky Carmichael's helmet. He didn't have time for a guy like me that was just racing amateur motocross. So, you know, that's the kind of level that Troy Lee works at. But nowadays, he has a bigger crew helping him paint helmets. He has an entire line of amazing bike and motocross gear. And he's taken his level of design up several notches over the years. So it was incredible working with him last year to design a livery. And we liked it so much. We enjoy working with each other so much that we decided to do a second year with Troy.
So I think these people are probably done hearing us talk. So should we pull the cover off? I don't think they want you to pull the cover off. Shoot, take it off. There we go. Let's get a chant going. Let's take it off. You guys ready? You want to pull it off? I think it's your car. All right.
Take your top off, let's go!
Take the top off. I love the look of motocross gear. So we basically translated some of his moto gear right to the car. So, you know, checkers, stripes, and Troy even did a bit of stylization with the stripes with a little warp in it. And same with the checkers, there's a warp in it. And and we love how this car looks in the front on stage. So keeping it all white in the front so it photographs really well. And even with the wing, I mean, it's one of the best looking wings ever in stage rally. So we wanted something to really highlight that. So kept the rear wing white so it would pop. So yeah, I'm really stoked on it. Last year, I loved the livery that we did with Troy. And this year, I think it just ups the level a whole nother level.
I actually have to say, I think it's one of my favorite. Color pop's really good. It looks good on apparel. So, you know, promoting that. But yeah, so anyway, let's hear it start up, right? You got anything else to say? You still want to hear it. I will tell you that, so the car is leaving here and heading straight to Mexico for World Rallycross Mexico. And we have been told by the team manager or the team director that we should not be hooning it that hard. But I don't know, maybe you guys can get really loud and scumbag it.
That thing is so sounding.
Just got to see Ken rip the Hoonicorn in the yard, which was kind of amazing to see because we're not used to seeing that kind of speed in the yard. And with 1,400 horsepower, it was kind of nuts. What did it feel like behind the wheel, Ken?
Sketchy, very sketchy.
It seemed like it. It seemed like you couldn't see anything either. It's a lot of smoke.
But I mean, I drove this first. Why didn't you say anything nice about this car?
So inappropriate of you. No, this was also rad to watch, but then you followed it up with Hoonicorn. So it was like, yeah, it's like having a really good dessert after dinner and then talking about dinner. You just forget, you know?
Okay, well, the Hoonicorn, it creates so much smoke out there, it's kind of hard to see where I'm going and see what's there. And it's actually so quick across and around the yard that I've got to actually temper my speed a little bit because there's a lot of stuff to hit out there. So it was a lot of fun. I think seemed like the crowd really liked it. It was great being able to do this in front of everybody here in LA and all the Hoonigan fans. So thanks everybody for
So this isn't just the first time you've driven in Burnyard, but this is the first time you've been to an event. Like,
yeah.
what is this crazy to you?
No, I love it. I mean, I think it's the epitome of everything that we do with Hoonigan. Like, that's what's amazing to me. Basically taking what we used to do at the donut shop
exactly.
and brought it public to everybody to bring it all to life. Yeah. So I'm stoked to actually have been here. Unveiled new livery, new gear. Yep,
sure.
Yep. New
We'll
gear.
do a quick walk around on that. Nice, nice. I like the long sleeve.
Yeah.
It fits well. It has a kind of moto jersey feel to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And Ash Thorpe made us a whole new set of fully rendered digital images of the Cossie again with the new livery. So he did that last year, which is our first time launching digitally with a livery. So let's show Ash's new shots right now.
So we've already talked about the next thing up for this is WRC Mexico, which is hands down one of my favorite events of the year. But what's after that? Yeah. What is the Cossie World Tour this year?
All right, so we can show a little graphic of the schedule. I've got the Barbados rally. We're going back to Barbados for an actual
Can I come
rally.
to that one? That one sounds like fun.
Yes. After that, we have our one stage rally in America that's called the Southern Ohio Forest Rally. Then from there, we're going to WRC New Zealand. I'm back in a Fiesta racing in an R5 and arguably the best rally roads in the entire world, New Zealand. From there, we go to Nitro World Games, which I think is back in Utah, and then back to Rally Legends in San Marino. The final event of the year, back here in the USA, Gymkhana Grid, and I'll be back in an Arpins Fiesta for that day.
I just want to point that out to people. Gymkhana Grid back in the USA for the first time since 2012. I'm really excited about it.
We'll be back in the USA, and we're going to have quite a grid of cars there too. We're going to bring out some very special equipment. I'm there to win this year. We're bringing out Steve Arpin's Fiesta to race, and it's going to be good.
All right, so the ex-journalist in me, just one question. Cossie World Tour, but I heard you say Fiesta. So it's gonna be a Cossie World Tour plus a bunch of other cars?
Yeah. So okay. Cossie World Tour this year, because we're taking this thing around the world again. Go race all over the place. But I have 3 events in the Fiesta. Fiesta also. So
You've also made a bunch of changes to this car and upgrades, but we're going to talk about that in the next episode.
yeah, next episode we're going to detail all the changes.
So not just the rad new livery, but things that make it faster,
we'll
lighter.
Open the hood,
okay.
Show the details of the very nice
like lights, the Borla exhaust.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
that's
week.
next episode. Thank you very much. See you, Ken. That's how that works. So let's do that one more time. All right, see you, Ken.